Good morning. We will call this special meeting of the Fargo School Board to order. We do have, the purpose of the meeting is ratification of the teacher contract and appointing somebody to the core neighborhood steering committee. So with that, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I move to, oh, sorry, John, go ahead.
So moved.
Okay?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the agenda? All those in favor with proceeding as presented, please vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? No. We will move forward. Ratification of teacher contract, memo number 85. Let's see here. John, do you want to maybe introduce?
President Nelson, I would be happy to introduce this.
Okay.
Fellow board members, before you, you have Memo 85. This is the contract that we came to an agreement with the Fargo Education Association. We did receive notice from them this past Friday that their membership has ratified this contract. And so our purpose here today is for the board to discuss and vote on it. In the memo, it does summarize the items that have changed in the contract. A few of note here. Importantly, we have added teacher safety and policy making and training, which includes our safety committee now into the negotiated agreement. We have also codified the preparation and planning time through all of our schools into the contract. We have adjusted the contract to allow for the leave bank to be used for any injuries resulting from student behavior. And of course, we have negotiated a new salary. With that, I would move that the board approve the 2019 through 2021 teacher contract between the Fargo Board of Education and the Fargo Education Association, and then issue contracts accordingly.
Second.
Okay. Thank you for introducing that. Motion's on the floor. Any questions or discussion regarding the contract? Okay, I see no hands. Anne Marie?
Knutson,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Rodenbiker,
Yes.
Ulrich,
Yes.
Ani,
Yes.
Benson,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes, motion carries unanimously. Thank you for all your work, Negotiations Committee. As a reminder, now we go to post-contract negotiations team. So that chair will be John Rodenbiker, and members are Rebecca Knutson, Brian Nelson, David Paulson, and Jennifer Benson is the alternate. So have a great year. Go ahead.
And with that, I do anticipate that I will be sending out a query for that new committee to get together to, in the next probably 3 weeks. I'm going to be out of town here a little bit, but I'd like us to get together soon so that we can go through maybe a little bit of a lessons learned exercise. All board members will be invited to participate in that, and to also then start talking about some of those things that we had wanted to begin working with the FEA soon after ratification, including salary model and a negotiation model. Thank you.
Thank you. That feels good, doesn't it, gang? All right. Next item on the agenda is Core Neighborhood Steering Committee appointment. A little bit of background leading into this. We did have a handful of people express interest in steering on or serving on the steering committee. It has been requested from Fargo that the school board member is appointed to that. After the last meeting, Mr. Rodenbiker indicated he'd prefer to be on the neighborhood team. I did reach out to everybody that expressed interest and came to the conclusion that I recommend that Rebecca be appointed to that. So to start the discussion, I'm hoping to have a motion.
President Nelson, I move that the assignment of Rebecca Knutson to the City of Fargo Core Neighborhood Master Plan Steering Committee be approved as presented.
I'll second that.
Second.
Okay. Motion's on the floor. Rebecca, would you like to explain a little bit about your background and why you feel you'd be a good fit for this position?
Certainly. Thanks, Robin, and thanks for the confidence here. Well, I have lived in a couple of the core neighborhoods for, I currently don't, I live up in North Fargo, but I lived in a couple of the core neighborhoods, Clare, Barton, and Hawthorne, for close to 25 years. Combination of Clare Barton neighborhood for about 16, and then the Hawthorne neighborhood. And prior to serving and running for the Fargo School Board, I was involved in the organization many of you probably know, Alliance for Neighborhood Schools. And through that organization, really, that group really involved the core neighborhoods that we're talking about here in this plan for the city of Fargo. And so I had the opportunity to get to know a lot of the concerns in regard to those neighborhoods, especially, of course, at that time it was regarding schools and the implication of the decisions or some of the decisions that the school board was considering at the time and those neighborhoods. Since then, I've stayed connected and involved in those neighborhoods and have had the opportunity to be involved in some conversations as the city of Fargo, through their planning department, was looking at hiring the consultant that was going to be used to guide this program. And so I just feel like, my experience has taken me in a variety of paths throughout our neighborhood. Again, I think it's very important that we take a broad look at this plan, and that the person, as they've said here, is able to look at it broadly. And I think not living in those neighborhoods right now too helps me take kind of a little bit more of an umbrella look at what we need to be doing. I feel like this is one of those great opportunities for linkages that we've talked about, school board, in terms of what we need to be doing to reach out possibly to our broader community to help build greater understandings. And so ultimately, really with the decisions too that we make as a school district, we kind of help plan the city. And so I've oftentimes thought, I'm a city planner too. We're all city planners in a way, because our decisions really have a big, big impact on what happens throughout the city. So I guess that's kind of where I come from, and that was my interest. And I'm very glad that the city of Fargo reached out to the district requesting this and realizing the importance to continue to work together to help understand, as public entities, our roles and the decisions that we have to make. So I think that's enough. Thank you, or I hope so.
If you do need any help too, just let me know. I have been in the Washington district for 30 years. I grew up in the Washington district. My kids all went to Washington as I went to Washington. So if there's anything you do need, I would be more than happy to assist if you need. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Brandy. And I want to make sure that I will be reporting out appropriately. I suppose it would be in our committee liaison report times, but anyone that has questions, contact me. We'll just kind of see where this goes as it gets started and the feedback that they're, looking for this group to provide. But yeah, thank you very much.
I was just going to say what Rebecca said right now. We will get a full report. What they said about 7 meetings, didn't they? And we will get a full report following each of those meetings at our next board meeting. Okay.
Are there any other questions or discussion? Okay, we have a motion on the floor to appoint Rebecca Knutson to the City of Fargo Core Neighborhood Master Planning Steering Committee. That's a mouthful. Do we need a roll call for that, Anne
Yes.
Marie? Okay.
Paulson,
Yes.
Rodenbacher,
Yes.
Ulrich,
Yes.
Ani,
Yes.
Benson,
Yes.
Knutson.
Ought to I be voting on this? That doesn't-
Yes.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
President Nelson.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you, Rebecca, for representing the board. We look forward to your reports. With that, I think that is our next, or our last item on the special meeting agenda. Our next regular board meeting is just a couple days away, Tuesday, February 25th. The special meeting is adjourned.